We came here to film the first drive of this, but while we're here, I thought we'd explore the island that Jeremy Clarkson used to call home. Welcome to the Isle of Man. Jeremy was such a fan of this place throughout the years of creating motoring content here that he decided to buy a property on the island. So what was it about this place that brought the big man over? Taxes. Let's get out of the way. The Isle of Man is a tax haven, so we came here to save some money. Let's move on. The next thing is, of course, this is a haven for petrolheads. There's a reason that Top Gear came here so often back in the day, and to find out that reason, I need to go through some history and some politics. So, technically, the Isle of Man isn't part of the United Kingdom. It is what is called a crown dependency, which means it governs itself outside of UK politics, but the Queen is still its monarch. That means it can do things like setting its own tax rate and also setting its own speed limits, or the lack thereof. You see, the ancient villages on this island all have 30-mile-an-hour speed limits. Fair enough, but once you're out of the populated areas, the roads are completely unrestricted. There are no speed limits. Now, the autobahns in Germany are famous for the same thing, but let's face it, they can be 2, 3, even 4 lanes wide at some points. Here, it is only tight, twisting, undulating country roads all over the island. Of course, you do have a responsibility to be safe when you're up here on these roads, but the sight lines are so good, especially up here on the famous mountain part of the TT course, that you can really get the hammer down without having to worry about the law. I can imagine Clarkson very carefully picking what car to bring here, because even a simple trip to the shops can see you pushing your car well past the limits of what would be normal on a UK mainland road. The locals, known as Manxmen, have petrol running through their veins, mostly from the annual TT motorbike race. But it isn't just about two wheels here. This is another reason to love the Isle of Man. You get chatting to someone and then next minute you're driving their single-seater race car from the 90s. This is a Formula Vauxhall Lotus, essentially a Formula Ford with aero, and this specific one was once driven by David Coulthard. But in the series we also had Alec McNish, Mika Hakkinen, a whole load of 1990s Formula One drove one of these things. It is unreal that I'm sitting on one of these things, but let's be fair, the tyres seem about 30 years old, the brakes seem 80 years old, so today is not the day to go hunting lap times around this airfield track. It would not be possible to come to cool places like this if it weren't for all of you guys watching and interacting with our content, but also our amazing group of sponsors. And a sponsor that's helped us get to the Isle of Man is Algorand. In the same way that performance and speed are big in the car world, the world of crypto and blockchain is also embracing performance through high-speed blockchains like Algorand. Like a car, a chain needs to be fast and reliable and also have as little carbon footprint as possible. As a high-performance, low-energy tech blockchain, one transaction on Algorand, like minting an NFT, uses less than 1 milligram of CO2. That's less than a single Google search. Algorand will then offset that energy usage, making it a net zero choice. Like our little corner of YouTube, Algorand is all about community, enabling its community to make decisions, take charge of its destiny, and earn rewards for participation in governance. All Algo holders can become governors and vote on important decisions regarding Algorand's development. Who doesn't like being rewarded for making decisions? So, if you're into cryptocurrency and fancy being part of the fastest, most reliable green blockchain out there, click the link in the description below and check it out. I am in no way a financial advisor, but considering everything is starting to go the way of a blockchain and Web 3.0 is upon us, give it a look and see what you think. Thanks again to Algorand for sponsoring today's video. So that's the tax and the driving covered, but the Isle of Man has so much more to offer. Stuff like this, Peel Castle, a 14th century fortress that's one of numerous castles and fortifications all around the island because they've had to deal with a lot of invaders, the Scottish, the English, the Irish, the Vikings, German U-boats. This place has been through the wars and it's all so well preserved. And then there's the town that we're in, Peel. This was the home of the Peel Motor Company. The Peel P50 was made on this exact street. Now that that industry is gone, Peel is famous for its kippers. Fishy. If the lack of speed limits and the TT road racing makes you feel like you've jumped back to the 1950s, other forms of transport on the island will make you feel like you've gone back to the 1850s, like the beautifully quaint steam railway, the electric trams, and the stunning mountain railway. And just down the road from that is the Laxey Wheel, the world's largest working water wheel. It's not working today though. One thing that won't have influenced Jeremy to live here is the amazing links golf they have on the island. I am a golf addict, but the real reason we're down at Castleton Links is for that thing over there. That behind me is Clarkson's old place. He doesn't live here anymore and it's now holiday cottages, and you'll have to book well in advance if you want to stay in them because they're always absolutely rammed. Trust me, we tried. Standing here now, I must admit, all the things I've been listing as to why Jeremy once bought a place here seem a bit silly. The roads are out of this world, all the heritage on the island gets me going, but just look at this place. We were on this island for a few days driving our manual V10 M5 and also doing a fun video for our new channel, What Next? And while up on the mountain road, I won't lie, I was kind of hoping a Mr. Clarkson would come past in an Aston Martin Vantage.
You can hear that thing from 2 miles away.
Mr. May would rip past in a 911 Carrera S.
This will amaze you every day, it will thrill you every day.
And Mr. Hammond would tear past in a fellow V10 BMW.
It is immensely powerful.
Who knows, maybe one day they'll be back. Thank you for watching this video, and if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. I've been Mike, and don't forget to subscribe to DriveTribe. And What Next? Go check out What Next.